of the audience is from the US, but for those of you that are obviously not from the States, then good day, good evening to you, and hope you're having a good day and that a great day is ahead of you. I just came back home from work, have a little bit of time, like 20 minutes or so, before I head out. So just thought to say, hey, see if anybody is up for a chat, if anybody wants to mention anything, ask anything, or talk about anything. And in the meantime, or while we wait for a possible chat member to arrive and ask their question, I'll just share a few observations and thoughts that come to me. So I'm just going to wing it, basically. And one thing that I should mention, or an observation, is that when I've watched back a few of my videos, I've noticed that I'm stopping a little bit and not being so, what's the word? Maybe active or animative, or yeah, not all that lively maybe, and not all that coherent even. And that could be for a few reasons. One obvious one is that I'm not an expert at this, or rather I'm new at this, and I'm kind of watching out for things that maybe I shouldn't focus on that much, depending on, like for example, that loud noises, or if I have two monitors, I'm watching them, and so on. So my apologies for that. But I think if I do this more and more, if I continue to do it at least, it will get better, or I should get better at it. So yeah, there's that. Plus, I'm not used to, or it's a weird feeling, at least for me, to just to watch the screen. So therefore, I'm watching myself, and I don't see a reaction from somebody else. Hello from the chat. We have hi, hello back. Hope you're having a good day, and uh, you're welcome to leave any kind of comments or questions that you might have, and we can proceed and have a lively chat or debate or anything that you folks want. So thank you for joining, thank you for liking, and thank you for being part of the chat. If you have any questions, yeah, feel free to. Can I subscribe? Asks Arnie. Of course, anybody can subscribe, and you're more than welcome to subscribe. It helps the channel a lot, and I thank you very, very much for doing so, for subscribing. It means a lot to me. Plus, it can help the channel grow and make content better, obviously. So yeah, thank you very much for doing that. And for people that don't subscribe, thank you for being here. So I was just mentioning that it's a bit weird if I'm talking, or I'm not at least used to talking, of doing a live like this without the reaction. Like obviously when you're in public or doing this in front of an audience, you kind of you get feedback from the audience, from the people listening. But here it's just a bit weird for me, at least for now. I need to get used to it, that I'm watching myself, and then I kind of lose my train of thought, and then I have to think back, and yeah, it's not having that big or good of a flow as it should. But the more time passes, I'll get better at it, and it will get better. But yeah, also, if you folks leave a comment in the chat, and then we can of course talk about that, and that helps. But sometimes I can of course set a topic and we talk about that. But then if anybody has a particular thing in mind, a particular topic in mind, or question or observation, then we can go off that. It's day on your country, it's night in my country. From the chat we have. Yeah. So here it's close to 4 p.m. at the moment. Not quite there, but Yeah, 3:50, so 10 to 4. I just got home back from work, had a bit of time, so I thought to set this up before I need to head back out. For you, then it's nighttime, so I guess you're getting closer to going to bed. But I then hope that you will have, like a good night's sleep and that you have a great day ahead of you. Here, the weather is kind of nice. I don't know if you can see the sky that well because the camera keeps focusing on me, but it's kind of cloudy and warm, not too hot, not good for, not still warm for a swim, but warm enough for like a t-shirt and shorts. So that's good. Um, so yeah, for you folks, I was wondering, we have from Gus, from what country are you streaming? Thank you for the question, Gus Rivers. I'm currently in Belgrade. That's the capital of Serbia, and Serbia is an Eastern European country or Southeast. So it's how would I describe it for people that have, like, some people obviously heard of Serbia and they know where it is and all that, but um, kind of when you're going down from, let's say, Germany, a well-known country, and then you go uh, towards Greece, and then in between that you'll hit Serbia before you come to Greece. So Gus asks if I'm Serbian, and yes, I am. That's a correct assumption. And the language here is like close to Russian, I guess, for an English speaker listening to it, and for us as well when we hear Russian, like it would sound similar. Not that we would understand it, but we would understand like just a few words. So yeah, that's just something that can help you maybe understand what kind of a language it is, or what kind of a country. But yeah, sometimes when people hear Serbia, they think Siberia, and then I need to explain, no, it's not that cold, it's not that far north. So yeah, thank you. Your English speaking is excellent. Thank you very much, Gus. I appreciate that. I don't know. Since I was a kid, I enjoyed movies and cartoons in English, and I guess it picked up from there. And for languages, you really need to like them, to enjoy them, in order for you to learn them, I guess. And that's what happened with me. Like, I watched cartoons and movies that I liked, and then I started liking the language. And the more I learned, the better the cartoon or movie was because I understood it more. And so, it went on from there. And when you're younger, you obviously, I guess, learn quicker. But I've seen, because I went also in when I was starting university, I went to a university of languages, and I've seen people study language in all kinds of different ways. But obviously, the best way is just to go to a country and spend a few months there, if possible, and just be immersed in the language, and then that's the best way to learn it. Although it's quite difficult since not everybody can afford to be somewhere for like 3, 4 months. It's 5 views. Yeah, goes up and down. But thank you for sticking around, and thank you for leaving your comments. It's great chatting with you folks, and I hope you're getting something out of this. I hope it's interesting, and if you have any topic in mind that would make it even more interesting, or any questions, observations, yeah, feel free. But yeah, it's I do, I don't know what, like 3 lives a week, give or take. Usually do them on weekends because that's when I have most free time, and sometimes on work days when I come back from work. If I come back a bit earlier, then I have time for this. What's the content of your channel? Asks Gus. That's a great question, and I haven't really, if I'm being honest, I haven't honed it in as in like one focus. It's started like the videos that you might see on my channel for now are mostly about exercise, fitness, and healthy-ish of a lifestyle. So, like in that, it, you can include diet, so foods, and rest, and all those things. Um, and he's telling his story, and yeah, I kind of try and share a bit of myself as well. And in these lives, I like to talk with you folks and meet people and see what you guys like, what you would like to share, and things like that. That's fun for me because I was before like 4 years ago. I was a teacher and I was teaching people from many different countries, and that was really fun for me. So this is a kind of way to connect with people with from other countries using YouTube. Interesting. I love workout and diet tips. Awesome. Awesome, Gus. That's great to hear. And I'm guessing then the channel will be interesting for you. And obviously, the more I, at the moment, I don't have too much time to focus on making even like better videos in terms of the quality of video editing and uh, the more time I guess one spends on making a video, the better the video can be. And because I'm balancing my job, my life, and trying a little bit of this, then what I'm trying to say is the more I focus on this or the more I do this, the videos will hopefully get better and better as well. But yeah, I like to give kind of tips, but also because everybody is different, it's not a good thing for me to say like eating this food is good for everybody. It's just for most people, but then again, a generalization is good when you're talking to masses, but for individuals, it always varies. So I can give tips like, in general, doing weight training and cardio is great for overall health for anybody. But then again, when I learn more of people, I can give more, focused advice at least. Yeah, editing is hard. It is. Yeah, it can be fun, but it takes a lot of time. So yeah, it's difficult to balance, like editing and when you have to do other things, just chores, let alone anything else. It it's a bit difficult, but yeah, you then need to plan ahead and organize better. So yeah, I would say it can be fun and good, but it is hard, and you need to have a good track of time and everything. So yeah. And for overall, if anybody has, of course, anything they would like to mention in regards to workouts or anything really, uh, I can get in depth in that. But in general, for just health and exercise, is there's too much confusing information out there about fitness and diet. Excellent point, Gus. Yes, so there is a lot of that. I've seen, and especially some videos get really, really popular of people saying you should have like a carnivore diet, or you should have this diet or that diet, and they get a lot of views. But yeah, those videos are not usually not that accurate, shall we say. So, for a diet in general, obviously we all vary and we have different things that trigger us, like some allergies or some things that are not okay in terms of our gastrointestinal tract and all that. So, are you gonna stream tomorrow? I hope so, and if I do, it will be at this time. So if I manage to come home at this time, then I'll be able to do this stream like this. But if the traffic is, worse than it was today, then I might not get the time to do so. Definitely though on the weekends and on work days around this time if I get home. Yeah, for diets, the best general advice would be the Mediterranean diet because it's full of unprocessed foods or a little, like some food, when it's processed, it's fine, and processed food does not necessarily mean bad, but you don't want ultra processed foods. And the Mediterranean diet is great because it has a lot of fresh vegetables, some fresh fruits, and lots of fiber, which is very important for your overall health and longevity. And Baka says, Belgrade, Serbia, like from Grandma Duda's kitchen. Good luck. Thank you. Thank you for the comment as well. Appreciate it. Bye, my phone is about to die, says Arnie. But bye. Thank you very much for being here. Hope to see you tomorrow or in the next stream. And thank you for subscribing. And yeah, for the diet, like I mentioned, the Mediterranean diet has all of those factors combined. So you get the vitamins, the minerals, the protein. You don't get a lot of carbs, though you have some, obviously, but not too much, and not a lot of excess calories. There's a lot of research, like metadata analysis and so on, that points to fiber being a major factor for longevity. And fiber will or should be very important in our diet. But it's also important that we don't intake or don't have a big intake of fiber all at once. So doing it gradually throughout your day is best, like having oatmeals, some like chia seeds, and maybe some dried fruit can help. Fruit is great. It has sugar, but it's not the processed sugar. So it's great to eat. Obviously, at some point, there can be too much fruit, so that can be negative. But too much of anything is bad. Like dosage makes the poison, obviously, even with water or what have you. I'm from Gaza, says one of our chat members. Where are you from? So this is the capital of Serbia, so Europe. And thank you for joining us. I hope you are well. And in the Mediterranean diet, you don't have, as I mentioned, a lot of ultra-processed foods, and the ultra-processed food, like fast food, is bad or has a negative impact on us because there's a lot of calories that are easily consumed. So one hamburger, for example, is full of those calories, doesn't have a lot of vitamins and almost any fiber and things that you need. It has some protein, sure, but a lot of calories are in it. And when you eat a few burgers, you might already be over your caloric limit for the day, depending on, of course, your age, your gender, height, your goals, if you want to lose weight, gain weight, so on. But ideally, you want to keep your caloric intake at a certain level, depending on your goal, and having a healthy diet is the way to do it. Eating junk food will obviously lead to overeating or over consuming calories, and then that can lead to your gaining weight and having all sorts of other issues, so like insulin resistance and all kinds of other stuff that you really don't want or don't need. So yeah, like trying to eat more fiber in the morning is great, and then throughout the day having more of like protein, higher protein intake, having vegetables, and avoiding Food that maybe, yeah, taste some food tastes good, but try and avoid food that is or has empty calories, meaning it doesn't give you any protein, any vitamins, minerals, and any of that good stuff that your body needs. From time to time, it's fine to eat junk food, but it shouldn't become a habit of a daily consumption. And in that diet, you should also consider taking a lot of liquids like water, and avoiding juice like sodas, things like that are pretty much one of the major reasons why people get like obese, get diabetes, and other things. So that's like the goal. But for some people that are having a hard time doing that, then they can switch to diet soda and slowly get one bad thing out of their diet, and slowly go towards that ideal diet. That's my general advice, at least for that. So having a diet that you enjoy as well, and something that you can go with throughout like your day and throughout your life. So it's not that it shouldn't be something that you go like, okay, I'm gonna eat this for the next 3 months, and then I'm gonna stop and eat pizza all day. Not what you should strive towards. You should try and get a diet that you are okay with, that you have all good health markers. Do your like blood work, go to the doctor, and all that, and stick with a diet like that. From every now and again, you can get some sweets or some junk. That's fine if you really want it. Treat yourself a little bit, but also you can, on daily basis, eat things that are not too bland. For example, for some people, I mentioned that before, just a chicken breast might be too bland, not too tasty, but then you could put a bit of lemon on it and black pepper. It changes the taste and can get much better. But it depends, of course. If you don't like those ingredients, try other ingredients and experiment with your food and see what you like, and how you can make a healthy diet just a tasty diet as well. So yeah, that would be my advice in general for diets. I could go in more specific ways in some directions, but that's for now, like that would be a most basic advice that I can give. People try and tend to talk about diets that sound fun, like the not the carnivore diet, and it sounds exciting, it's easy to sell, and people get behind it, but it's not the best one. How many days a week you should work out? Excellent question. Sorry, I'll just get a sip of water. Trying to stay hydrated. So for workouts, it depends on a couple of different things. So it depends on, of course, athletes exercise more than us normal folk. Then again, it depends on your age, depends on your goals, and so on. But again, in general, and also, yeah, we should define a workout, what our workout would mean, what it consists of. In general, you should be active on daily basis. Like being active means going for a walk, or riding your bicycle, or for a swim, or running, anything. That's something you should do daily. And sometimes it can be more intense, sometimes more relaxing, like going for a walk for 30, 40 minutes. It can be a fast-paced walk, relaxed walk, doesn't matter, but doing that kind of cardio is always good, regardless of whether you want to lose weight or not. It's just good for your heart and overall health. So that's one, being active that way, but find the way that you like or want to be active. As I mentioned, walks, runs, swimming, and riding bikes, and so on. That's one. Now, another like activity or exercise, working out, like going to the gym or doing exercises outdoors or in your house or going to Pilates or any kind of exercise. Again, you should find an exercise that you like and do that. But weightlifting should be done as well sometime because of our bone density, our muscle mass. The more muscles you have, the better you are at processing sugars, for example. Your blood pressure gets better and you get more energy and all that good stuff. So basically, if you're active every day in some way, walking, running, all that, you want to have at least 3 days of working out as well. For example, the gym. That doesn't have to be too intense, but again, it depends on whether or not you want to gain muscle mass, to become bigger or stronger, faster. It all depends. But basically, for just your health, overall health, 3 days a week is good. Basically, my workout is pull-ups, push-ups, dips, squats, ab exercise, and dumbbell curls all at home. That's excellent. Great that you can do all of those exercises at home. Saves a lot of time. So good, great for you, Gus. I would advise, and judging by the exercises that you're doing, I'm guessing that you are also trying to either, gain muscle mass or shape your body. So I would just suggest when, for example, you get too good at pull-ups or dips and those kinds of exercises. For example, if you can do 15 pull-ups easily or 20 dips easily in one go, or thereabout, again, depends on your height, weight, and all that. You want to add weight to that. So either you can, get a backpack, a heavy backpack, fill it with something, and then do dips or pull-ups, or get that, it can be like a band or belt where you can put weights on and do exercises that way. Because if you keep just doing exercises with your own body weight like that, you will build more stamina, muscle and strength stamina, rather than building muscle. That's just one thing. You can also, make your exercises slower when you're descending from a pull-up like that. So you don't just drop down, you go slow, 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 slow down. Same with dips and push-ups and all that. But your exercise that you described here are great because they hit your chest, your arms, your shoulders, your stomach, obviously, with the ab exercises, and the dumbbell curls, squats hit your legs. So yeah, what if I do higher reps until I reach failure? Excellent question. So you can do that, and obviously your muscles will grow either way, but much slower than if you do exercises with weights. If you do exercises to failure like this, it's good sometimes, but if you do it all the time, if you do exercises to failure every time you're exercising, you are then inviting a lot of chances to get injuries. So try not to go all the way to failure. Failure meaning like your body stops functioning you can't do a single more pull-ups. But if you do, for example, usually let's say you do 100 pull-ups a day, just an easy number for me to say. And it's difficult, of course, to do 100 pull-ups, but let's say you do them. Then you increase that number to 120. It's good, of course. But if you make the exercise more difficult and you decrease the number, like you add weight or you slow your pull-ups more, then you will do less pull-ups, but they'll be more effective towards muscle gains. And I will also suggest doing different types of exercises. either at the gym or outside, or because your body can get used to one movement and then it gets proficient at doing that movement. So it becomes easier for you to do it and you get less gains from it. So, like for example, if you're doing a push up and your hands are here and you always do it just like this, then your body gets used to that. But when you change the position of your arm, your hand, even, so it goes sometimes up to hit your upper chest and sometimes lower to hit your lower chest, sometimes inward and outward, then your body doesn't get used to it and you get doesn't get used to it that much, and then you get to improve your muscle mass and mobility and everything even more. So, yeah, great. You're doing really good work because you're hitting the whole body. You can just consider adding weights like that. For example, for squats as well, you can take something that's a bit heavy and do squats like that. I do advanced push-ups, diamond, etc. Excellent. That's great. Diamond push-ups are good as well. So just follow your body and notice, like if you were noticing any pain, definitely stop and wait for it to be recovered. Because I know a lot of my friends, they push themselves hard, and then even when they feel pain, they push through it, and then that can lead to injuries. So yeah, watch out just for that. But great that you're doing advanced workouts like those push-ups. You can also do, for example, for your legs, like I mentioned, some weighted squats. You can change the stance, of course, of your legs and doing deep squats and things like that. But you can also do Bulgarian split squats, with one leg on your whatever you're using, on your bench and your couch, your bed. And so you're doing like one-legged squat like that. Those kinds of variations are great. And yeah, pull-ups work out most of your upper body, where with the squats you'll do your legs much benefit with that. So yeah, you're doing all the right things. Try just to change them up a bit. Try and get them to be a bit more difficult, and you'll advance faster. You're advancing like this as well, but my rule is never work out the same muscles 2 days in a row. That's a great rule. It's yeah, some like athletes can sometimes do that, and it's okay for you to sometimes do it, but better if you don't. So it's better if, yeah, you one day if you work out your, for example, chest, triceps, biceps, let's say. So chest and arms, excellent. Then for injuries, fatigue, etc. Yes, that's exactly right. So you want to split. You want to do like two muscle groups one day. Next day, either you can rest or do another set of exercises and so on. So yeah, at least 3 times a week. If you can do it 5 times a week, excellent. But yeah, you need that rest in between. But even when you're resting, you want to be active, like walking or riding a bike or something. You don't want to spend an entire day just sitting or being in bed. That's not good. But otherwise, yeah, you're on the right tracks. And my apologies, but I will need to end the live at this point because I need to go outside and do some other chores for the day. I thank you very, very much for being part of this and for asking all of these questions. I hope it was helpful and insightful, and hope that you enjoyed the video and that we can have a discussion like this again either tomorrow or one of these days. Take your time, brother. Nice to watching you. Thank you very much, Gus. Great talking with you. Thank you very much again for being part of this and for having this nice chat, and hope to see you again soon. Take care, folks, and thank you for subscribing for those of you that did. Thank you very much. Take care.